Hi, it's me, Ingrid IFP, and I wanted to show you my reading corner. First, we've got these little guys. There's Lila Me from Moomins. We've got Bambi, and we've got Piglet, and we've got this chicken from my old supervisor who got me it for Christmas. A crochet mushroom that my mom got from some market. Some lady had crocheted it. And then we've got this Bufo. He smells like lavender. He has some lavender inside him in the pocket. So I would call him Bufo lavendus or lavendum or something. Anyway. This is crocheted from that's really wonderfully made. It's probably, I don't know how much I paid for it. It was like $30. But I think that is actually worth way more than that. The amount of hours this person must have put into making this. But the problem is that it has like weird shapes, so it doesn't fit onto anything because it's kind of like a circle with these points, like a star. So I got it at Pride in my town. Actually, they were having a market and somebody made a rainbow colored thing, so that was nice. Now I don't know what to put in this drawer anymore because this used to be in the bedroom, which I don't use. The bedroom I feel like has weird vibes, so I don't actually sleep in that bedroom with the bed. So I moved this to the living room so that I could have it next to my my couch with my anatomy stuff, and so that I can actually have a cozy reading corner. Oh, also this is a crocheted blanket that I made. It's just like a huge granny square. It's nothing more complicated. But I like having it on my lap when I'm reading. And it's going to be more useful now when the colder weather is coming. Now, here is the reading shelf. I have my driving book furthest out, which I'm thinking of removing from this corner so that I can make space for some new books. But yeah, it's there. It's kind of color coordinated with the next book, which is Mythology. I realized that there's not enough space on here, so I'm going to have to show you guys. Okay, so this is a book about mythology, and it has everything about mythology, everything that you could ever want to know. And I got it for 25 crowns or something at the secondhand boutique. Basically all of the books that I have are from the secondhand boutique or from my parents' house. I rarely buy books myself because I just get everything from the library, so I don't need to. We've got Nordic lands, we've got Egypt, we've got Buddhism and Hinduism. We've got all sorts of mythology, yin and yang. It's separated by, oh yeah, it still has a tag, 25 crowns. So yeah, that was good. Then we've got Go Figure, which is a gynecology book, which is for the regular reading, like a regular layman. And the thing that I like is that it's simple, it's understandable, and yet it goes into the facts, and it explains how contraception works. It shows how PMS works with the tryptophan and stuff. And these are things that I didn't know about or that I'd forgotten since med school. So I'm glad that they could explain it in a fun way. Oh yeah, also this bear fur is something that I like. Oh yeah, obviously Aragon I've never read. My English teacher when I was in middle school said that it was one of the most boring books that she'd ever read, so I kind of internalized that. but I'm going to try to read it at some point. 101 Great American Poems, which my aunt bought for my birthday one time. This is Emily Dickinson, Success is Counted Sweetest. It's one of those poems that I learned kind of by heart like 10 years ago when I was in high school. But there are all sorts of poems in here. Robert Frost, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening is known by most people. So I think that this is a really good anthology. And she actually got me some Little Prince, the Little Prince socks that came in the mail as well. This one is Shakespeare's Sonnets Folio, and it has like a glossy cover, like a shiny purple cloth. And it has these illustrations and stuff. I think that Shakespeare is better in poetry rather than in sonnets, because his sonnets, as good as they are, I think that he's more witty in his theater, and he like makes things interesting, while in the poems there's kind of a whiny nature to it, where he's like pining after either a guy or a girl, because it's now considered that Shakespeare was maybe bisexual, and that he is basically like telling these people that you're going to lose all of your beauty one day, and don't waste it on some other guy, I'm a nice guy, why aren't you choosing me, basically. That's the kind of vibe I get. But still, I've read like a quarter of them. So then we've got Oliver Twist by Dickens. I'm scared of reading Dickens because I had to read Great Expectations for English class and I hated it. He's very wordy, let's just say. Let's see, here we've got Game of Thrones. Oops, everything's going to fall over now. Okay, great. Game of Thrones. I got this for 25 crowns. Yeah. A thick book, but I'm glad I bought it, because some books you just can't keep like going to the library and then having to return it. Like, you need a longer time with a book. It's better to buy the book. Let's just see here what's going on. This is a book that I got at my parents' house. It unfortunately smells like mold, because I think that it was in our garage for a while. But I like it because it has like the pictures of the cats, and then, oh, this one's good. The cat in the snow. Elle cachait la scélérate sous ses mitaines de fil noir, ses meurtriers d'ongles d'agate, coupant éclairs comme arroisoir. Paul Verlaine, Femme et Chatte, which is means she was hiding the scoundrel under her gloves of black thread, her murderous claws of agate stone that are cutting and clear like a razor. So yeah, that's a funny one. But I think that it's translated from English, actually, probably. Now, I want you to see that French books look in one direction, and English and Swedish books go in the other direction. So it kind of messes up with my whole aesthetic. But yeah, also French books are either white or black, because, you shouldn't judge books by their cover, is the point of how French people view books. But, sometimes you want other colors, rather than like just boring. If every book is white, it does look good, but it doesn't look good when I keep other books of other colors. So, The Body Keeps the Score by Sylvain van der Kolk. I'm here in book, basically. I like it. I found it really informative. I think that everybody that's interested in psychology should read it. Now, Do I agree with everything that he says? I don't know. EMDR is still like, it has shown to be really good results with all my patients, all my friends that have gone through it. But I don't understand the eye, the eye movement thing. It doesn't go into the science of how that works. So I think that EMDR should be called something else than EMDR. It shouldn't be about the eye movements. It's probably more about like, having a good therapist and having a certain protocol that anchors you into your body, but it doesn't need to be eye movement, I don't think. But that's just my 2 cents. Then we got Madame Bovary, which I actually, that's 23 crowns. But as you can see, it used to be 31 francs, which was way less than 23 crowns. Now, I don't know what 31 francs was at that time. But anyway, I got this from my second-hand boutique. Actually had a French book, so that was nice. And yeah, I want to read this. I haven't had the opportunity to read it, so maybe that's the next book on the list. We'll see. Here we've got Camus La Peste, which is one I got from my grandfather's house in France. And unfortunately, like, the cover is falling apart. And like the pages are all yellowish and stuff. But I figured like nobody else is going to be reading this book except for me, so, and my grandfather has probably read it several times. My grandfather has read like every single classic book that there exists because he's like a bookworm. So I took this from his library. Let's see. Oops. Then we've got Maupassant, Deux Amis et autres contes, which this is a junior book, a special edition, which, this is the kind of book that you would like read at school or something. But I never read it at school. My mom just bought it for some reason because she always buys all of these things. So it's like a simple book that is probably easy to read. 12 years. But yeah, nobody else was going to pick this one up from my parents' house. What I really like about these books is that they would have a quiz at the end, and I would always like be, into personality quizzes since like I was a kid. So I would look like, oh, this test is do you have heart? And it's like, oh, which of these 3 quotes corresponds to you best, and I would love doing these. So I always liked this certain Folio Junior special editions because they would always have a quiz at the end. Then they would have like these games and stuff. So I really liked this edition of stuff. Have you read these two short stories? And then it explains a little bit about like different historical facts and stuff. So I really liked like testing myself and learning about things. So yeah, I took that with me because like my brother is not going to read it. I'm not going to read it. My mom's not going to read it. So might as well just take it with me. Now this is the social anxiety book that I've gone through CBT with my therapist. So look at those videos for more on that. And this one is the 365 Days of Creativity by Lorna Scobie. I want to say I was disappointed in this book. Now, I did some painting, but I suck at art. I can't, I don't have the patience for these kinds of things. So the point of this wasn't for me to draw like really nice things. Oh, here I am proud of myself for my fruit bowl. And here my little animal bowl. But I just am not really like, that's not the only problem. The problem is also that like like the paper is not good for this. The paper gets all like scrunched up, and like you can see on the other side, this is what I tried to do. It bleeds to the other side, and it's not good. I wish that like the paper was better. Like I tried to draw here and here. It's like it doesn't make you want to. Like here it bled to the other side. I'm quite disappointed, but I'm keeping this because it might give me some ideas, I guess, in the future. Let's see. Okay, here we've got some other books that did not fit in my beautiful aesthetic. So let's see. Oh, this is the Genki, which is the Japanese book that my Japanese, well, not the Japanese, my best friend's sister went to Japan and she learned Japanese through Genki. So unfortunately, I forgot everything that I learned on Duolingo a year ago. So I'd have to start from the beginning. The only problem is that also like the font is not the same font as like the Duolingo font. So I feel like I can't understand what the letters are. I don't know if you say letters or characters when it comes to Japanese. Whatever it is. Anyway, here we've got Dr. Stephen Laurie's Le Sommeil c'est bon pour le cerveau by Odile Jacob. I don't know who Odile Jacob. I think that's maybe the edition. This guy has all of these electrodes on his head. It's a book about all sorts of things. About sleep. And so this is a pretty good book, it seems. Why is sleep so important? And I think that it's something I want to get into. It was written in 2023, which is pretty new stuff. I've never gotten to it, but so my mom actually got it with me in mind. So, but it's actually from my library in my hometown. So they were giving out books that they were going to throw away. Here's Irish Myths and Legends, which I found at my parents' house. And it's kind of like a lexicon or something. And it explains about different terms, Irish mythology terms. Then we've got Shakespeare Julius Caesar, which I don't know if my mom got it for €3 or if it was that my mom bought it in the US for $3. I don't know. It's a pocket version, so that's nice. Then we've got Anthologie de la Poésie Française de Villon and Verlaine, which I've used before for my French poetry. Which I like is that it has, it's like a chronological order, and it will have a lot of really good poems. Some of these poets are not very well known, but some are. And I think that it's Ronsard is like OG incel guy. Okay. Even worse than Shakespeare. Joachim du Bellay is now they've figured out that Joachim du Bellay actually was buried underneath the Notre Dame. They only found it out once Notre Dame burnt down. So before this book was published. After this book was published, is that they figured out where he was buried, because he had tuberculosis in his spine. So, and there were only very few people who had documented that were that age when he died and that actually had tuberculosis in their spine. So they figured out that it was him. Now, Flaubert, Un cœur simple, which I'm thinking of like is so thin. Maybe I'll just bring it on like a flight or something and, you know, read it there. And I've got this book, which my mom bought me for Christmas, which, you know, I think that she probably bought for like €1 or something. And it has, and it's kind of nostalgic because it reminds me of like these how-to books, you know, this edition with like, you know, how to do different things. Here's about how to detect different symptoms in plants. Here are different kinds of plants, how to recognize them and what they like, you know. The hyacinth. I am not good at gardening, so I don't know what I'll use this book for, but I like having it here. So that's it. I'm going to be going through what's inside this bag in another video, but we're going to keep it at that. So tell me what you guys think. What did your library shelf looks like? Mine is quite small because of the reasons that I've listed, but I wish to like enrich it more at the same time without like buying into the overconsumption, you know. I want to like have like a bookshelf of books that I actually am, you know, proud to own, that I will read, and that is an actual useful addition to my home. So have a great day, everybody.